Hassel here, Director of Venture Services with WeTech Alliance. And throughout the pandemic, more and more companies began thinking about themselves as tech companies because they realized that having a strong online presence is necessary to increase reach and find new customers. Beyond the sales benefits, leveraging technology can help a business with only one employee feel like they suddenly have a team of 10. And with all the hats that small business owners wear, finding more heads to put them on is a massive benefit. Today, all businesses are either using technology to power core functions of their everyday operations, or they're thinking about how technology can best help them achieve their goals. And that's why we're so excited at WeTech to partner with Ignite Digital for women and underserved entrepreneurs and businesses. If you're thinking about taking your own digital adoption journey, but aren't sure where to start, Ignite Digital will provide you with the guidance you need to get started, workshops with world-class professionals to help you grow, access to grants and funding to give you the boost in the digital direction you need, and resources to take the guesswork out of what next steps to take next. I'm pleased to introduce Alexandra McKenzie from Innovation Science and Economic Development Canada to tell you more about the Canada-wide Ignite initiative and the value that's in store for your business in the coming months. Alex, take it away.
Thanks so much, Adam. I'm so happy to be here today with WeTech. So my name's Alex, like you said. I'm in the Outreach and Partnerships team at the Canada Digital Adoption Program, and that's the program that I'm going to talk to you about today. And I'm just going to go through, what is CDAP? What even is it? What does the process look like? What are the benefits for your business? And I'll go through the eligibility criteria as well. We'll take you through the whole shebang. So I'll go ahead and Victoria, if you want to, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. I'll start with, what is CDAP? Great question. So the Canada Digital Adoption Program was created to essentially close the digitalization gap between Canadian businesses and their global competitors. So as I'm sure many of you know, businesses that were lacking in terms of digitalization during the pandemic were particularly negatively affected. So for Budget 2021, the Government of Canada announced a $1.4 billion investment over 4 years for our program to support economic recovery. We can move to the next slide. So all in all, the program provides funding and support to businesses who are looking to adopt new digital technologies. And really, you can think about it as modernizing your operations so you can grow and stay competitive. So the program is built with 2 distinct grants to support businesses, and the objectives of the program are quite simple and straightforward. We want to increase SME productivity and competitiveness, maintain and grow SME revenue and market share, support training and job placements for young Canadians, and help SMEs access the digital marketplace. We'll move ahead to the next slide. So this slide essentially just shows you a side-by-side of the 2 grants, or we can call them streams, that the Canada Digital Adoption Program offers. So these are 2 separate, distinct grants that serve different types of businesses. So I'll walk you through both of them. This is just an overview of them, and we'll start here on the left in yellow with the Grow Your Business Online grant. So we like to say that this grant is for the S in SME, so the smaller consumer-facing businesses. And for this grant, we're offering microgrants of up to $2,400, essentially to develop your e-commerce presence. So you get to work with an e-commerce advisor, and you get that microgrant to develop your e-commerce strategies, get a website, make sure you're really growing like it says, growing your business online, making sure you have that good online presence that's really fully fleshed out. And that you don't have to figure out how to do it on your own. Access to the e-commerce advisor really helps you discover and implement new tools, and really helps you know where to get started. Now on the right here in blue, we have the Boost Your Business Technology Grant. So this is, like I said, a separate grant for a separate type of business. We like to say that this one is more for the M in SME, so generally more medium-sized businesses. And through this stream, we're offering a few things. So we have a grant with a maximum value of $15,000 for advisory services. So you get to work with a digital advisor who will essentially do a tech audit of your business and look at all the different ways you can modernize, and they will develop a digital adoption plan for you. Once you have that plan, you get access to a loan from the BDC with 0% interest, of up to $100,000. And you can use that loan money to purchase anything in your digital adoption plan that you want to implement. And then lastly, you have access to a funded work placement where you get $7,300 to bring on a student or a recent graduate to help you actually implement your plan as well. So you kind of can think of it in those three separate parts: advisory services, loan, and funded work placement. So those are the two separate grants. We'll move on and I'll dive into each of them just a little bit deeper. So we'll start with the Grow Your Business Online grant. I'll kind of start with eligibility just so you can kind of figure out which one you may be eligible for. So in order to be eligible for this one, you have to meet these criteria. These are listed on our website, but I'll go through them a little bit now. So to be eligible, you have to be a for-profit business. So this goes for both of the streams. Their eligibility is different, but for both of them, you have to be a for-profit business. It includes for-profit social enterprises and cooperatives, but if you're a not-for-profit, you won't be eligible. You have to be incorporated as well. So you have to be registered or incorporated and customer-facing. So for this stream, we're looking to a business to consumer. So, a lot of brick and mortar like retail stores, things like that would be eligible for this. You have to have a minimum of one employee other than yourself, or 30K in annual revenue within the previous tax year. So, if you have both, awesome. If you have more than one employee and 30K in annual revenue, that's great. But you just need to have one or the other to be eligible for this. If you're not sure if you're eligible, we do have a grant assessment tool on the homepage of our website where you go and you answer a few questions and it will point you in the direction of this stream if you're eligible for it. And that, like I'm saying, the eligibility is different for both streams. So, if you're a little bit unsure, definitely use this tool to point you in the right direction. So we'll move on to the next slide and talk a little bit about what it would look like if you're accessing this grant. So these are the steps that you go through if you apply and qualify for the grant. First, you're going to go on the CDAP website. It'll redirect you to the service provider in your area. So the way this grant works is CDAP works with service providers across Canada. These service providers are all provincial. And you essentially apply for CDAP through their website. So when we say service provider, we mean the organization that applies to your business. So for example, if you're in Alberta, our website will direct you to apply through BusinessLink. Or if you're in Ontario, you might be directed to the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. In addition, if you're an Indigenous-owned business, you can apply through the Canada Council for Aboriginal Business, no matter where you're located in the country. These are just a few examples. Every province and territory has their own service provider. So you go in, you click on your service provider, you're redirected to their website. You apply through their website, and once you apply, you work with them and an e-commerce advisor once you apply and you're qualified, you can work with an e-commerce advisor to determine the best solutions for your digital storefront. So these e-commerce advisors are experts and able to you can talk to them a little bit about what your goals are. Maybe you already know and see room for ways that you could grow online. Maybe you're not really sure what the next steps are that you want to take for your digital storefront. So they'll be able to help point you in the right direction based on your business goals. Then, if you're eligible, you'll also receive the $2,400 microgrant to cover some of the costs of purchasing those new technologies. So, if you want to use a service to help build your website, or, if you want to have a certain payment option on your website, all kinds of things. So that microgrant is meant to help kickstart you in that process. I think that's basically it. So, you get the microgrant and the e-commerce advisor, and we'll move on now to boost your business technology. So now that we've gone through Grow Your Business Online, we'll walk through this one. As a reminder, they are two distinct and separate streams for different types of businesses. So this one, like I was saying earlier, is a little bit more geared towards medium-sized businesses, and you'll find out why right now. So in order to be eligible for Boost Your Business Technology, these are the eligibility criteria that you have to meet. Once again, these are all listed on our website. But in order to be eligible, you have to be a sole proprietor or a business that's incorporated in Canada. Your business must be, once again, for profit and privately owned. Your business must be an SME. So for us, that means that you have to have between 1 and 499 full-time or equivalent employees, so less than 500. And you must meet all the requirements to be a Canadian-controlled private corporation. So the big one here is that your business has to have between 500K and 100 million of annual revenues in one of the previous 3 tax years. So this is really why we're saying that this stream is geared towards medium-sized businesses because of that revenue threshold. So we'll move on out of eligibility into our client journey map for Boost Your Business Technology. So this is what it's going to look like if you apply and get into the program. So if you want to apply, you head over to our website. Like I mentioned earlier, there's an assessment tool, but I mean, the really easy way to determine which stream you're applying for is my annual revenue over or under 500K? That's really the question you can ask yourself. And then based on your answer, choose which stream you want to apply for. You're able to start the application for Boost Your Business Technology directly through our website. This stream does not operate with service providers. So you're applying directly on our website. So you go, you apply. In the application, we ask you to complete something called a digital needs assessment. So we also call it our DNA tool, and it's something that we've developed in-house to determine your digital readiness or maturity level. So basically, where are you at in your digitalization journey? What are some potential improvements that you could make? It's essentially a survey that kickstarts the process and gives you some of those insights right away. All in all, the application actually only takes about 10 minutes, which is really great. The reason it only takes 10 minutes is because we are linked with the CRA, and you're able to log into your CRA business account, which will pull a lot of the information that we need to know in order to determine if you're eligible for the program. So when you're applying, you go in, you make an account, you verify your identity. When you're verifying your identity, you're using your personal banking information, not your business banking information, because we have to make sure you are who you say you are. And then lastly, that's when you log into your CRA business account, and then you just complete a few profile details, and essentially that's the application process. And then you do your DNA tool. So fairly quick and straightforward. You could probably start applying now and finish by the time I'm done my presentation. So once your application is accepted, if your application is accepted, you have access to the Digital Advisor Marketplace to connect with a digital advisor. So it must be a CDAP advisor that we have vetted. So we have, I believe at this point, over 2,000 advisors listed on our marketplace across the country with all different types of specializations. Our program is what we call industry agnostic. So no matter what industry you're in, you can look for an advisor who specializes in your industry. So once you get access to that marketplace, we'll move on to step 4 here. You can reach out to advisors who you'd like to potentially work with. So you can narrow down your search by industry and skill type, find a few advisors that you may want to interview, and find something that's the best fit. So when you're interviewing an advisor, your questions can include, how they evaluate a business. Maybe you can ask if they have examples of their past work that they're able to share with you, and just really make sure that you feel good about the pairing and that they understand your business goals. So once you've found a digital advisor that you're comfortable working with, you sit down with them virtually or in person, and you agree on a cost and a scope of the plan. So this plan, the digital adoption plan, it's tailored to your business goals and your business strategies. So the advisor will do a deep analysis of your business in terms of digital capabilities, what you can already do and what needs to be done. It depends on what industry you're in, but maybe you need to implement a CRM, maybe you need help with cybersecurity, maybe you need a new accounting system or HR management, or maybe you're in manufacturing and you need automation, or maybe you're in agriculture and you need sensing tools. The scope of digital adoption is so wide and broad that you may have an idea of ways that you want to modernize your business, but I'm sure there's always things that your advisor can really bring to the table, maybe things you haven't thought of. So you have that discussion. And then the advisor goes and develops your plan. Once the plan is completed, that's when you receive a grant from CDAP to cover 90% of the cost of the digital plan. So the way it works, we pay 90% of the cost up to $15K. So for example, if you agree on a $10,000 plan, the program covers $9,000 and you cover $1,000. And so after you get the grant money from the program, that's when you pay the invoice that your advisor would have sent you. So we'll move on to the next slide in step 7. So from there, you have your digital adoption plan in hand. Your advisor has walked you through all of the things in the plan, all of the ways that you need to implement, all the resources you need. It's very detailed. So you have that, a really good roadmap ready to go. Now you have a few options of where to go from there. So starting with the loan. Once you receive your grant money, you get an email from the program that has a link to apply for our loan and a link to apply for the funded work placement. These are the only ways that you can apply for these parts of the program. You can't access them anywhere else on the internet or anything through BDC's website. You have to access them through there, and they are optional. So you can get your digital adoption plan and kind of stop there for now and kind of figure out what you want to do, but these resources are there and amazing and ready for you to use. So the loan, it's a 0% interest loan with the BDC. It is a 5-year term plus 12 months of capital postponement. So it works out to be 6 years that you have to pay back the loan. And like I said, it's at 0% interest. So a really great offering in partnership with the BDC. And you use that loan money to purchase, the idea is that you're using it to purchase anything in your plan. So if we're taking an example, I said earlier, if you need to purchase a CRM or maybe an accounting software, that's where you use the loan money to actually purchase that. Moving on to the funded work placement. So you receive $7,300 to hire a student or a recent graduate through a service we work with called Magnet. And the funded work placement, or the talent, we can call them the talent that you hire through the program, can help you implement your plan. So for example, maybe you have a marketing component to your digital adoption plan, digital marketing, and you want the funded work placement to specifically focus on that. You can do that. You can really work together to give them work experience, and maybe they have they'll have some expertise to bring to the table as well. So you can really work together and learn from each other. It's a really awesome part of the program because it's really reflects the symbiotic relationship we can have between, Canadian youth and businesses, and how they can really work together to grow. So after all of this, after you've accessed everything, you'll also be asked to participate in a survey. We really love when people take the time to respond to the survey because it helps us understand how we can potentially improve the program. So that's essentially what the whole process looks like start to finish for the Boost Your Business technology stream. So we'll move on. Here we have a few slides that highlight some key pieces, just to kind of reiterate the pieces of Boost Your Business technology. I touched on all of these already, so we'll kind of go through them quickly, but this is just a little bit of additional information about the DNA tool that I mentioned that's in the application. Like I said, it helps you evaluate your business's digital maturity. And the little graphic on the right is actually a sample or an example of what your results, we call it your results snapshot, may look like. So, you can identify your current digital capabilities and needs, discover potential improvements, begin to define a roadmap. Your advisor may use that roadmap to kind of start figuring out where to build out your plan. And it'll also help you evaluate and prioritize investments. And this is completely, it's completely free. It's before you're even really getting involved with an advisor. So it's a great part of the program as well. We can move on to the next slide. I think I kind of went over digital advisors in enough detail that we can sort of skip this one, but we're always, making sure that we have advisors in lots of different sectors who have lots of different types of expertise. So we're confident that you can interview lots of advisors and find someone that you want to work with. And I guess one thing I'll reiterate about the advisors is it really does have to be someone who is vetted by CDAP. So just to reiterate, if you know a digital advisor outside of CDAP and they're not already vetted by the program, you can't work with them if you want the grant money. You have to work with an advisor in our marketplace. So moving on, again, a little bit of additional information about the BDC loan, just to reiterate, it's an optional part of the program, a fantastic part of the program, but optional. You use the loan money to implement the plan. So the grant money is to pay the advisor, the loan money is to actually purchase anything. 0% interest over a 5-year term plus 12 months of capital postponement. And you can only apply through a link that we send you. So you can't apply on the BDC website before doing your digital adoption plan. One other thing I'll mention about the loan is that you don't automatically qualify for the loan once you've received the grant for your advisor. You still have to meet BDC's criteria. They have a little bit of more information about that on their website, but it's not an automatic qualifying. You still have to apply. And then finally, a little bit more information on the funded work placement. I think that I covered this as well enough, so we can move past this, but it is a very fantastic part of the program. So I encourage you, if I can leave you with some words kind of about the program, and my encouragement would be the application is quite quick. We know that a lot of businesses have, for small businesses especially, time is really valuable. So if you can take 10 minutes to apply and just see if you are eligible for the program, I'd highly encourage you to do that. And then one other thing I want to say is, if you do make it into the program, I encourage you to use all the resources that are available to you. We've really built out the program to try and make it well-rounded. So I'd really encourage you to make the most of it if you qualify. So I think that that's pretty much it from me. Here you have the contact us page. This phone number is the ISED service desk. If you're having any questions or problems with your, while you're trying to apply, trying to figure something out, give us a call. We also have you can email us through the contact page on our website, and just check out our website. We have a lot of information on there if you leave today and you have any additional questions.
Awesome, Alex, thanks so much for the information. WeTech Alliance works primarily with businesses that are innovative or scaling. But if that's not you as a business owner, that doesn't mean that you still can't benefit from leveraging digital technologies. And this program is a great way to start doing that. So if you're interested about learning more about the Ignite Digital Initiative, you can head to www.ignitedigital.tech for more information. And for more info on who WeTech Alliance is and how we can help companies in Chatham, Kent, and Windsor, Essex, you can head to www.wetech-alliance.com. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks so much, Adam.